One way to incorporate 21st century skills into a language other than English, or LOTE classroom, is to focus on information literacy for a project. Incorporating the standards of the 5 C's into the LOTE classroom increases student proficiency in a second language through communication, cultures, connections, comparisons, and communities. The project selected focuses on information literacy and combines skills that touch on all 5 goals of the LOTE classroom. Many times, teachers and students of LOTE classrooms are intimidated by authentic video sources, especially if they are found out there on the internet, not within the context of a textbook resource. However, one safe and reliable place for teachers to find authentic sources for a foreign language classroom is a news channel. To begin this project, students will view a short clip from a news station in the target language. As to not overwhelm the students, although they will be at the advanced level, the teacher will have prepared a list of questions for the students to answer about the newscast in order to scaffold. For example, if the clip were about a kitten being rescued by firemen from a tree, students would answer questions about what time of day the kitten was rescued, how many hours it sat in a tree before being noticed, whether or not it had a home, and whether or not the newscaster had any sharp comment to make at the end of the clip. After familiarizing themselves with the structure of, in my case, German news stories, students will, in small groups, search the local newspaper for interesting news stories to report on. Our school district is quite small and we do not have a local TV station or website from which to pull news, so relying on the newspaper is the best way to get authentic local news. Students will also be required to search the web for statewide and global news stories to add to their broadcast. After each small group decides on which stories they would like to report, students will write the dialogue for a newscast in the target language. This newscast is also the perfect opportunity to have students use target vocabulary. This could apply to a range of chapter themes from finance, to multiculturalism, to global citizenship, to media itself. Although this project is aimed at more advanced speakers, the project could certainly be adapted to other levels as well. For example, lower-level students could tweet live German comments about American news in real time, or create German hashtags for Instagram pages that have to do with current events. Intermediate students could create Google+ profiles, in German of course, and follow news stations, then connect with Twitter and tweet about the current stories. They could also use YouTube, recent or major news stories that they are already familiar with in English, and comment on the videos in German. The last step for the advanced speakers to complete for the information literacy project is to actually record their broadcast. Students would then be graded on the content of their broadcast insofar as the quality and quantity of the LOTE spoken. More importantly, though, students would have touched on all 3 modes of communication: interpersonal, by interacting with one another in the LOTE to talk about the project; interpretive, by watching the authentic news broadcasts in the LOTE; and presentational, by performing their news broadcasts, which are all 3 key to gaining proficiency in a second language.